Crazy Bailey, aka Marisa B, and I wanted to talk about my experience being a Scorpio rising. This is just a little take on it, and I'll probably do another video. I don't know, because every time I go to make a Scorpio rising video, I'm like, no, this isn't the right one. Like, this isn't it. This isn't the information that I need to be giving to the collective. Like, there's something else that I need to be like sharing. So, from a Scorpio rising with Pluto in the first house conjunct my Scorpio rising ascendant, I want to share this bit of information. It seems that in my life there has always been somehow, some way, a bully that has formed into my life. Elementary school, middle school, high school, college, out of college, there's been very, very, very specific events with a certain individual where somebody has tried to bring me down, who has tried to stop me. And the thing about a Scorpio rising, we don't give up. We may fall, but we always go to that lower area and we transform ourselves. And it's really good when these negative events happens to a Scorpio rising, even though we don't like it at first and we feel like we're fucking in danger and we're going to die and we feel like people are out to get us. The situation always, even if it takes a long time to heal, it always brings transformation to the person. The person changes from one version of themselves to a higher version of themselves. So they go to the low, they go to the depths, because somebody is trying to bring them down. And so they go into the depths, they go into the underworld, and they come out with new information. They come out revitalized, a new person. And this is why the Phoenix rising is the symbol for Scorpio. Scorpio moons, Scorpio suns, Scorpio ascendants, is because every time we have a death, we have something that destroys us in our life, it brings a renewal of our spirit and a rebirth. And it's such a beautiful process to go through as a Scorpio rising, even though it's very intense and it doesn't always feel good at first, and it brings about a new version of us. And this can make the people who don't like us very angry. The people who are trying to bring us down very angry, because they come to realize, like, this person isn't going to give up. Like, this person isn't going to stop. Like, this person is just going to take the fire that we're throwing at them and transform it and alchemize it and turn it into something that they can use. That's what a Scorpio rising does. The saying, a wise person builds a house out of the bricks that people throw at her. And that's a true saying for Scorpio rising too. That's what they do. They take the fire that's happening inside of them or outside of them, and they start building, and they start creating, and they go into the death, and they come out rebirthed with something beautiful and new and like a whole new person. And that is what I wanted to share about this placement. And I'm definitely going to share this video because this is the one that I want to contribute to the collective, because my other Scorpio rising videos, they just weren't it. They weren't like something that could be like used. I feel like it wasn't original. I felt like it needed to be OG. So yes, that is what, in my experience, it has been like to be a Scorpio rising. An enemy presents themselves in some way, and these enemies can even turn into friends and then back into enemies, because having a Scorpio ascendant too, it's very easy for people to get jealous of you for some reason. There's something in that energy, Scorpios, Scorpio moons, and that's why people have like ill reactions and ill intentions towards a Scorpio person. And I have to do more research on it. I'm not sure why, but like that is my experience. Like, I've had people like attack me for no reason. Like, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. And I've had like people start drama about me, lie about me, do a bunch of things, and just because like they didn't like me. And it's just like, okay, if you don't like me, then just like leave me alone. Cha-cha. But that's not how it works. But it's good that this happens to the Scorpio rising person, because it ultimately makes a person want to renew themselves and change and transform. And that's the higher octave of the Scorpio energy. There's lower energies to the Scorpio energy, but the higher energy is transformation, rebirth, phoenix rising, and becoming an eagle flying above the storm. And that is the highest lesson for a Scorpio person with any Scorpio placements. So, yes. I also have my Black Moon Lilith in the 8th house. So, that's different though. I just feel like that's different. I feel like that's like having a desire to get into the occult, get into astrology, get into the darker parts of things. But I don't think that's the same as having a Scorpio ascendant, because the different Scorpio placements kind of have a different flavor to them. Like, there's differences. Same energy, different compartments. Like, the 8th house is like people's stuff and shared resources. So, like, yeah, I don't know. But yes. And, yes, there are going to be significant events, very, very clear events that are going to be brought into your life as a Scorpio rising, Pluto first house person, or maybe not Pluto first house, maybe just Scorpio rising. Or either or. But, there's going to be significant events that transform you and change you. And for me, that came in the form of people trying to destroy me, trying to bring me down in some way, and I don't even think they know why they're doing it. I feel like it's almost like a higher, like, universal thing. It's a higher, it's almost like the universe is, like, orchestrating this all so the Scorpio person can transform, like, just for that purpose, which is really cool. And I love that. I love, like, that, like, idea of, like, higher energies governing everything, like, and, like, humans think that they know what's going on, but, like, really it's, like, divine orchestration all the time. Ooh, makes me so excited. Yes. And it's definitely, like, a weird placement. Like, you're definitely going to have to really self-reflect as a Scorpio rising person. You're gonna have to look inside of yourself a lot, because you're so intense and there's so much, like, energy, like, emotions, and you're so, like, different that, like, you're gonna have to figure out your way to navigate your waters. And ultimately, I feel like the Scorpio rising's purpose is to be, like, almost like find, like, that solidarity, like, being able to be alone. And then once you learn to be alone, then you become, like, independent, and you're able to be among other people if you choose to, and you can leave people if you choose to. So that's a gift, becoming independent. I think that's, like, a lesson too, because I wasn't always independent. And you're probably going to go through traumatic events. And I'm not saying that, like, I was, like, never not the perpetrator, because I've done some things. That's another thing about Scorpio rising, is, like, sometimes, like, I feel like I was bullied more than I was, like, the attacker, but, like, I've definitely been the attacker. And I think that's just, like, moments where, like, I felt like I was, like, on my high horse, and I was just, like, I'm the baddest bitch. But, like, I definitely learned from that and, like, humbled myself, like, no, baby, chill out. Chill out. I feel like it's a very, like, down-to-earth placement too. Like, you're going to be very, like, you like the deeper things, so, like, you're gonna seem very down-to-earth to other people. And you're definitely going to have to almost, like, purify your anger, purify any jealousy tendencies you have, and, like, clear those out of your system so you can be happy. And, like, you're definitely going to have to work on your guardedness, because if you don't, you're just gonna, you're not gonna be that, like, happy. Like, it's good, like, I love having boundaries. I love not letting people in all the way now. Like, I love, like, just being like, no, like, you can't come this close. I still need time to get to know you, and I haven't decided if I trust you yet, but that doesn't mean I like you. And it doesn't mean that I don't like you, and it doesn't mean that I won't give you a chance. Just give me some time, you know? That's a Scorpio rising thing. Like, you have to, like, they take a really long time to trust people, and it can make people not trust us because we're, like, we're withholding, but it's, like, just how we are, and it's, like, kind of like a protective thing. So yeah, that is my share of Scorpio rising, my experience with it. Definitely, like, such a strong and powerful placement once you get to work with it. Very perceptive. You're going to be able to see through others easily, and you're going to think, like, you're going to be like, am I paranoid? Like, it's like, no, like, you literally can see through people. But the thing that too that you have to learn is that, like, you can't judge people just because you can see, like, their shadow sides, like, because you don't know where they're coming from, you know, and, like, you don't get to judge just because, like, you have, like, that perspective. Like, you have to understand that, like, there's both good and bad in somebody. And a lot of Scorpio is, like, black and white, like, one or the other. Scorpio rising has to learn, like, no, just because I can see through this person doesn't mean, like, that I get to judge them. Like, you can, like, keep your distance and be like, you know, I'm just not gonna mess with this person. But, like, yeah, you can see through people. You're not paranoid. You can, if you act on your hunches and stuff, you can come off as paranoid, but you're not. You can, like, see through people. Like, you really can. And, like, you're going to question yourself at first because you're like, am I seeing what I'm seeing right now? And it's like, yeah, you are, but, like, it's not your place to judge, and it's not your place to, like, call it out. That's the thing about Scorpio rising. You have to learn to keep, where you're probably gonna, like, hide anyways. You're probably gonna be, like, looking at people, perceiving them, seeing what's in them, and still keeping it to yourself anyways and keeping quiet about it. Because on a deep level, I feel like a Scorpio rising knows that, like, people can, like, change, because a Scorpio rising person has died and rebirthed many times. So, like, you might be able to hold that space for another person, but, like, that doesn't mean, like, you're going to, like, be friends with them. Like, you might just be like, no, sorry. So yeah, and that is what I'm going to share. I feel like that was, like, really, like, the juice of what I wanted to share about the Scorpio rising, because, like, in my other videos I was sharing, like, the fluff. I was sharing the fluff, and I was like, no, this isn't it. But then I finally was like, oh, this is what I have to share, yes. So this is the juice of having the Scorpio rising placement, or Pluto in the first house, or both, which I have both, conjunct my ascendant. So seems like a curse at first, but if you get into spirituality and you get really in tune with yourself and really learn self-love, nobody can stop you. Like, you're gonna be unstoppable, and you're gonna be confident, and it's gonna be awesome. So it's a very cool placement, very interesting. Yeah, and when I found out I had it, I was like, everything makes sense now. Everything makes sense. Like, yes. So I hope you guys like this video. My name is Mirza B, aka Crazy Bailey. You can follow me on Instagram. I have TikTok, and I have a little shop where I share my, like, weird crafts. If you want to look, it's called baileysclosetpluscrafts, and I make some weird jewelry. It's really weird, and I make weird art, and I only make it for weird people. So if you're weird, you're gonna think it's cool. It's not for the basics. I'm kidding. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.